help prepare yourself and your children for your upcoming Disney Dream trip. In this video, we're going to tell you the hints and tips that we learned on our recent trip on the Disney Dream to the Norwegian fjords.
So we are here at the Horizon Terminal at Southampton. Archie, are you ready to go? You excited? We've just put our luggage through these amazing port things. The guys come and help us, and you can see that the boat is just literally the other side of the terminal. So let's go and have an adventure. Let's get on and see what we can see.
Now, we were able to embark from Southampton, which was a much shorter journey than the normal embarkation place of Dover. And as you get on the boat, you get an amazing welcome from the Disney team, where they say hi to each of you by your family name.
Disney Dream, please welcome aboard the Stewart family.
Woo.
Disney Dream, please welcome aboard the Pickens family.
Disney Dream, please welcome aboard the Pratt family.
Daisy?
Now, as with all ships, you have to have your emergency checks before we actually set sail. So we just use this moment to not only do that, but also take a little wander. This means that the kids can get acclimatised to actually where they are and what's going to be essentially their home for the next few days. Now, the Disney Dream is the third cruise ship in the Disney fleet, and it's slightly bigger than the Magic. It can carry 4,000 passengers, and it has 2 incredible theatres. And whatever time your dining is, there's 2 shows, so you can either dinner then show, or show then dinner. We'll talk to you a little bit about the rotational dining later, but for now, welcome to our room. For full disclosure, because we are a large family, we need to have 2 rooms, but to keep the cost down, we have 1 interior room and 1 external room. Each of these rooms have 2 separate bathrooms, one with just the loo in and the other with the bathroom in, and I can't tell you how much that is useful. It's so nice to know that actually they can still use the loo while you're relaxing in the bath. The beds are gorgeous, and they're risen nice and high so your luggage can go underneath, which means you don't have to unpack. And they're all decorated beautifully in a really nice traditional Disney style. Now, obviously you have Disney Plus on board, so every channel of Disney you can watch, but there's also other TV channels as well, so you can catch up with the news and watch some American daytime TV. And this was our large window, and you can see there's lots of space. And the curtain divides into what is essentially then 2 bedrooms, with a bunk that comes down from above the sofa and the sofa turning into a bed. Or in this room, we actually had a sofa that was a bed and a trundle that came down from the wall. But all these beds are suitable for adults. They're gorgeous. Next, let's move on to the kids club. Now, we were able to record in here because we actually recorded this during what's called an open house. Now, my boys are not particularly keen on going into the kids clubs when I'm not with them, and that's fair enough. They're a little anxious, and although the staff are fantastic, they prefer to do it when I can be in there with them. So we use these kids clubs when it's open house, and you can find out the dates and times on the day when you're on the boat. But actually, our other children would just go to and fro, come back and forth as many times as they want to. And there's actually room for babies all the way up to young teenagers, young adults. So there's a wide range for all children of all ages and abilities to do. The attention to detail in here is remarkable, and every child is welcome. All they have to do is make sure they wash their hands in those really cool swishy washers, which the boys just loved, and they can stay as long as they want to. This is the older kids area, which the boys did like because they've got a plug-in to put their devices, but there's also a section on the ship where there are Wii Infinity games, so you can actually just play for hours, and obviously our boys are big gamers, so this is a real hit. There's so much for kids to do, like these little treasure hunts with the mini door and little mysteries, and not to mention the fact that the shows are phenomenal. This is the sailing away party that takes part literally as you're sailing away, And even though the weather was really, really cold, it started to turn as we were watching this. All the crew came round with blankets, and so we were able to watch. It was just remarkable. And they do this every time they sail away for a new cruise. We always take our children's either ear defenders, or now the boys are older, they use their loops. Disney are fantastic at making sure that everyone feels safe and included, but these events are actually quite loud by nature because there's lots of people, and it has to be loud for the crowd to hear at the back. So we stand at the back where the crowds are less, on the top tier, as opposed to down where everyone else is, and the kids really, really enjoy it. There are so many things for the kids to do. For example, this incredible slide called the Aqueduct. All of us as a family managed to get on here, and my husband and I shared a boat, and I thought we were going to tip upside down because we're a tad heavy, but it was so enjoyable, and to do this as the sun is going down is just magical. The queues are long, so make sure you get there early or be prepared to wait, but there is no charge. It's also important to say that towels are free of charge, so you don't have to worry about taking your own swim towel. Let's get on to my favourite bit, the food. The food on the Disney Dream, in fact all the cruise lines, is absolutely phenomenal. There's a range of fresh fruits and salads. The dining, which is a rotational dining system, which means that you get given a time and a restaurant that you rotate each night. It means you get to try absolutely everything. You can see the adult food is just out of this world. It's really prestigious. But actually, my children obviously are just keen on the average sort of beige pasta, chicken nuggets, pizza, and the staff are more than happy to get that, even if it's not on the menu. The restaurants are themed, they're all child friendly, and they're so much fun. This is Cabanas, one of our favourite restaurants. It's where we have our breakfast. It's a buffet style, and next to that is the ice cream machine where you can literally help yourself to ice cream for free all day. And let me tell you, our kids most certainly make the best out of that deal. What we love most about all the Disney cruise lines, but particularly the Dream, is that we feel safe enough to let our boys just go and wander. It's also important to say that formal nights on the Disney Dream are not that formal. So if you've got kids like ours who don't want to wear a suit, as long as they look smart, they're fine with it. Room hacks. Now, the walls on cruise lines are actually metal, so you can magnet things to the walls. We use this for an itinerary. I hadn't written on it yet, but that's got all the day's activities on. You can hang your hats, your jewellery, your bags. As long as you've got heavy-duty hooks, you can actually hang loads, which means in the nighttime I'm not tripping over bags and things that are just left strewn all over the floor. I found that to be such a useful hack. Next, laundry. The Disney Dream definitely makes this usually miserable task a whole lot more interesting.
Okay. So we are here on the Disney Dream, and this is the laundrette. There are a few on board. This is on deck 5, and everything is done off of your room key. So you have here an interactive thing that you tap your room key onto, which we'll do in a moment. You either purchase your detergent here, or if you're like me and you need a certain detergent, you actually just bring your own from home, they don't mind. It's $3 a wash and $3 for a dry. But if you're like us and you know you're going to get through a lot of bottom halves, particularly in the first part of your holiday, it's a really cheap way and a really stress-free way of getting your laundry done on your horse.
It's really important for us to say at this point as a family that actually, having been both on the Disney Magic, the Disney Wonder, and now the Disney Dream, there is one thing that is identical across all of the ships, and that is the way that the staff are with us as a family, and particularly our boys. Travelling with autistic children can be incredibly challenging, and actually for us parents it can be very, very stressful. But truthfully, I can honestly say that the Disney staff on all of the boats that we've been on have gone above and beyond to make sure that our children are having an amazing time. In turn, this means that we have a rest and we have a relax. You do pay a lot of money, but I also have to say that it is worth every penny, and if you are able, we would highly recommend it.